Hello everybody, welcome to Josh Dell'Aria's Musical Escapades. My name's Josh Dell'Aria, your host, and I'm finally back with another song review. I know, guys, it's been forever since I got one of these out, and I'm so sorry. It's really my fault. I've been really lazy. I've been okay. I haven't really been sick or anything, but I've just been extremely lazy about getting these things out. So my apologies. It's totally my fault. But I do have an awesome review here for you guys today, and I'm excited to share this band with you guys. This is an awesome rock band out of Columbus, Ohio called Bummers, and they've been around for quite a few years now. I think their first music was put out in 2012, and in that span of time they put out 3 EPs and 2 full albums. Buttermilk Mountain is their most recent album that came out last year, which is when I discovered them. And so I ended up taking a song called Mucho Fantastico from that album, and it ended up making an honorable mention last year. Other than that, I don't know a heck of a lot else about the band, but I know that this music is really, really interesting that they have going. I know the song title is in Spanish, but the music is in English, so don't worry about it. You guys are going to be able to understand it without a problem. And since I don't have much else to say about it, I'll go ahead and jump right into the song here. Again, this is Bummers with Mucho Fantastico. Alright, so I want to start at the start as I normally do with these songs, and in this intro I want to point out their precision in this. Sometimes a lot of musicians can kind of be lazy about hitting the notes properly, and I think Bummers does a great job of avoiding that here. Yeah, pretty much every note is right on the money where it's supposed to be, and I always admire bands when they do that because it's not really an easy thing to get down a lot of times, to the point where you can do it right every time. And so I think the fact that Bummers really, I would say, probably went out of their way at least a little bit to make sure that they got these things right and got them down to the point where they could play them as well as they do. I think it's really important. It shows to me that they practice and that they work hard at what they do. Okay, let me get into these lyrics a little bit because there are a couple of things I want to point out about them. So I'm going to go ahead and play probably the first verse into the refrain here a little bit.
And I've been searching for too long, trying to find you. I'm little darling, please help my dreams to come true. And people talk, oh, they ain't got nothing to say. Deep in my heart, I know I'll be your man someday.
So one of the biggest things that jumped out to me at the beginning, the very beginning of that, is that their vocal quality is a little bit spotty here and there. I think they're, like at the beginning, that the first couple of lines were really hard to make out, the lyrics, really hard to hear. I don't necessarily think that that's the singer's fault, but it may just be that the background noise may have just been a little bit too loud for that part of the song. I'm not quite sure, but at the third line, they pretty much iron it out, and I think they get back on track. But one of the things that they do a great job of is they pick out rhythms for the words that really match the kind of like syllabic emphasis of the words. So how you would normally say the words, they would put it in that kind of fashion in the song. Let me play the third and fourth lines again in the verse, because I think this will help me illustrate what I'm talking about here.
People talk, oh, they ain't got nothing to say. Deep in my heart, I know I'll be your man someday.
So yeah, if you can imagine for a second the sentence, he dives and makes the catch. You would say it as, you would emphasize dives makes catch in the sentence, right? You wouldn't say it as he dives and makes the catch. It doesn't sound right, you know? He dives and makes the catch. It sounds a lot more natural. So if you put it in a song that way and kind of went like, he dives and makes the catch, like, it doesn't make that much sense. But if you say something like, he dives and makes the catch, you know, something like that. But in any case, if you were to emphasize them properly, then it makes a lot more sense coming over to your listener. And I think Bummers does a great job of emphasizing the lyrics that they use in this song with the right syllabic intent and whatever you want to call it. I know it's technical terms for stuff, but to me it's important. Okay, another thing I want to point out here is some of the unpredictability that Bummers use in this song, and I'm actually going to play the second verse here going into the instrumental kind of thing following it, and I'll explain what I mean with this in a moment once I finish playing it.
Every time you walk by, my little world skips a beat. You like a candy bowl girl, yes, you're my favorite chick.
So yeah, after just a couple of lines in that second verse, they completely interrupt everything and bring back the intro music, which is, to me, that's actually really, really unpredictable. Like, I never would have expected that to be there. And so I think by doing that, it's another way of just holding on to your listener's attention and just coming up with something creative and something that's, you know, just out of the ordinary. Because I feel like a lot of people would just run on with more lyrics at that point in time. They probably would have been pretty, what do you call it, shallow lyrics, that's what I was trying to think of. Probably would have been pretty shallow lyrics, and I don't imagine that they would have come up with something compelling to put in there. So I'm really glad that they went back to the intro music at that point. And last but certainly not least, I definitely want to get into this guitar solo quite a bit here because it's just plain awesome! Yeah, so I think that the solo really does have a lot of great energy to it. I love the dynamics of it, and I love the fact that they just kind of kept going and going and going on this, and they never really stopped. I would like to see a little bit more spacing, but I don't think it's really that big of a deal, because they do a great job of having some notes be louder and others softer. That helps too in terms of being able to let the listener kind of digest each part of the solo. Alright, that's all I have on this song, you guys. I want to say thank you to Chris Steris and Marissa McClellan. Chris Steris is of the band Bummers, and Marissa is their manager, I think, and their PR person. So I want to thank them for the ability to use the music here. And I want to thank you all for watching, as always. If you guys like Bummers, you guys can go to their Bandcamp website. It's bummersmusic.bandcamp.com. Or you can always go to their social media sites as well, which I will link down in the description below. And as always, if you have some great music that you want to share with me and you want me to feature here on the show, or if you know anybody whose music you absolutely love that you want me to feature here on the show, send it my way. You can email me here at joshdell'Ariasmusicalescapades@gmail.com, or you can send it to my Facebook page, facebook.com/JoshD'sMusicalEscapades, or you can leave it in the comments below here. One way or another, whatever way you get it to me, I will listen to it, and if I like it enough, I will go ahead and put it here on the show. Thank you all again for watching, and until next time, go make great music, everybody.